I think the main concern is the physical intimacy piece, you know. If my wife wants to wait, I have to be patient with her. This wasn't 1 month I planned.
Hey guys, and welcome back to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Alright, good guys, we're talking to you guys. Whoa. We're talking to you guys about Married at First Sight, Miles and Karen Part 3. Finally, we're seeing some type of intimacy, some type of physical touch with Miles and Karen. Just a little spark. If you're new to the channel, make sure you like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of the uploads. And for those of you returnees, you got the minerals, you got the minerals. You already know what it is, baby. Make sure you grab your merchandise, send them back to the manufacturer. Alright, cool. So, right then. If you haven't watched the first two parts, go and watch that and then bring on to part 3. So part 3, we're going to be dealing with the anniversary aspect of the video where Miles and Karen were discussing their relationship and also discussing their wedding day, right? Now, I think what was really interesting about this, obviously, we start off with Karen saying, you know, that they've still got a long way to go, but she is glad she's continued this process through. Now, why is she glad she continued this process through? She's glad because he treats her well. Now, let me be very frank with you. I don't think there aren't many women that can't identify with what Karen just said there. Why do I say that? Because a lot of men are bastards. A lot of men do not know how to treat a woman. A lot of men are dealing with their trauma. A lot of men are dealing with with daddy issues. A lot of men are dealing with entitlement issues. A lot of men are dealing with the fact the world gives them freedom, okay, without consequences to do whatever they feel like, right? They break hearts left, right, center, left, right, center, left, right, and center. Yeah? Okay? Without any consequences really coming their way. So there isn't many women in this world that haven't suffered a heartbreak or two from a man that's just been a bit of a prick. Whether that's cheating, whether that's them just being an awful dick, whatever you want to call it, there's a lot of women that can identify with that particular thing. What I found interesting again is the words. I always look at what people say because of what they're not saying. So the fact that she says she's glad she couldn't.
So nervous. I didn't know if it was something that I should go through with. I'm like, Lord, is this a sign? Are you trying to tell me something?
Oh, look at you.
Right? First of all, points to the fact we already know she wasn't going to go through with it. At one point, she was not going to go through with it. Why? Because she saw the Instagram video of Miles and was not on it. This was not a guy she found her type, which means she was not attracted to him. Okay? This is very key. She was not attracted to him. So now, okay, it will make more sense as to why she struggles to say, I find you attractive. Now she says in this part where she goes, I'm glad I carried on the process with him because he treats me well. Like, can I be very frank with you? Is it enough? At this time in her life, and the reason I'm going to say that is because when people have been from a heartbreak, a very devastating one, yes, they want to be in a relationship with a nice guy, but sometimes the residue of the past relationship where they want a nice guy, but they can't have too nice. Yes, I've had bad, but I can't go too nice. I still need a bit of the residue. You understand? So Miles right now is too nice. So he's not giving her the on edge vibes. Look, the great thing about bad boys, yeah, is cheaters. And another thing is they have a charm. They have a way with words. They have a way with they have a confidence. They have a movement to them. You understand? They have a look. You feel me? There's a way that they do things different. Do you understand? So aside all the bad things they do, those great aspects, when you meet these nice guys, sometimes they are lacking those qualities. And so therefore, now he just look at the quality she mentioned. Anything else you could have mentioned, she only mentioned.
But I'm glad that I went through with it and gave Miles a chance because he treats me well. So I'm excited to see what the future holds.
He treats me well. And though, yes, that is what women want, for a man to treat her well, it's not enough. It's like saying love is enough. It's not enough, women. It's not enough. Why? Because there's a certain standard of living that they want to live. It's not saying girls are bad. They have absolutely every right to live the life they want to live. You understand? Absolutely have every right to live the life they want to live. So I'm not cussing about the standard of living. But they have that love will not be enough because you got to pay the bills. Love is not enough because you need to I don't know what else you need to do, but it's just never enough. That whole love thing, there's other things to life, you know what I'm saying? There's goals and ambitions and everything else that comes with it. Love doesn't pay those kind of things, right? And so I can understand the fact that just being nice and just being better than the ex may not keep Karen there, or at least it doesn't excite her. And I believe she's got a dysfunction in her. So I said this about the Cardi B situation. Dysfunction wants to find dysfunction. Right now she's not finding dysfunction in Miles. There's no on edge. Everything's a bit too good. And so it can be it's not as attractive sometimes. And I'm not gonna cuss on that. You know, we all got our own things there. As they were doing their vow situation, she mentioned the fact that yes, Miles has been great to her in the sense of the fact that the qualities that she mentioned in her vows, Miles encapsulates that. That's what she wants, right? And this is where it becomes very difficult because this is all about what you want versus what you need. Like for instance, I always say this, like, I don't need a bunda, but I really do like a bunda. Like if you got a bunda, I like you. You know what I'm saying? But it's not what I need. You understand? The qualities and the individual intrinsic personality traits, the interpersonal traits of you are far more weightier than the bunda weight behind you. You understand? Like, so though I like the bunda, that's the need. That's not the need. That's the one. And so again, back to here, I think what's going on in Karen's head right now, and this is why I really want to give her the dues, is that she's trying to nail down what is needed versus what is wanted. And that can take a bit of time. Now, she's having to figure out that process whilst with somebody. And maybe she didn't realize that she was at that point. Maybe before she came to the competition, coming to the show, she really thought she had a handle. But I really believe that this is why counseling for people who have gone through traumatic experiences is needed. Like, this is trauma. This is trauma, what she's been through, right? Because the way she talks, that's traumatic. So, for me, I can see that she's really trying to nail down the needs versus the wants.
Who Miles was the night before.
He's not really my type. Like, this is my real life. And
yeah, right now, some of the wants that she has of a man are not in Miles, but she can see the needs, which is why I said he takes care of her and, you know, he's good for her, right? She's seeing those things, and it's a difficult thing to do when you're in a relationship, to try and just nail down the needs versus the wants, okay? And say, I don't want that no more, I want the needs. Because oftentimes when we're choosing a partner, we have a luxury of choosing a mixture of needs and wants, which is that, okay, they have these needs, these needful qualities, but also they may come with a certain few wants that we want. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, for me, like, a want is that I want a black girl. Like, I want a black girl that's born in Britain, because that's a cultural thing, and she may be African or Ghanaian or Jamaican, whatever you want to call it, African Caribbean, but she should be born here. And the reason why is because of the cultural aspect. We're British African or British Caribbean, and we understand the British culture, so therefore we can flow on a certain level because we've been born here. We understand certain things, or you've lived there for a very long time, that you understand a cultural thing. It's a big thing. Is that a need though? In some shape or form it is, but it's also partly a want. Because if I had a white girl that would understand me, and maybe that she doesn't come from the same cultural background, but she's born in Britain, what would the issue for me? And the issue is I really want a black girl. I'm not going to lie to you, because I like my black women. You know what I'm saying? Dark the berry, the sweet of the juice. You know what I'm saying? I like my dark skins. You know what I mean? But again, trying to decipher that, whilst trying to decipher your needs and wants in a relationship is very, very difficult. You know what I mean? You're literally trying to... it's almost like trying to be pinpoint precise in a drive-by and shooting at somebody and going at speed. It's very hard to, because you have to concentrate, focus. You got to nail it down. It's not easy to do.
My dearest Karen, throughout this process, there's been a lot of uncertainty, to say the least. On our journey together, I want you to know that these things are for certain.
I thought was good, because I said, oh, I ain't seen this before. And it was where there was two things. Miles grabbed her by the hands and was talking to her about, you know, the vows and stuff like that. And then the second part where he actually put his hand on her thigh, her bare skin. And I said, Go on, Miles. Is that what we're doing today? Yeah, I said, okay, we're making progress. So we've seen a kiss, we're seeing hands, we're now seeing, and we saw a hand on face earlier on the weeks, but now we're seeing a hand on thigh? You know what I'm saying? And I hope she felt safe. I'm just going to be honest, I hope she felt safe. Because I really do hope that. And I saw a hand on thigh, and I said, okay, fantastic. We started moving. We're starting moving. And, you know, these marriages, I think quite rightly, we said it in the live. If you haven't watched the live, it was about 2 hours long, but go watch it. It's really powerful. These marriages can work. It just needs the right injection of knowledge. I always say it requires a right injection of knowledge. And so when you're injected with knowledge, it changes the trajectory of the way you look and the way you see things. It changes the perception. It gives you a different angle, and that allows you to see things from a different point of view. So just watching it, I was like, okay, fantastic. I'm seeing something great here. He's touched her leg, and maybe for me that's a big thing. I'm like, because I don't think that was.
I think the main concern is the physical intimacy piece. You know, if my wife wants to wait, I have to be patient with her. This wasn't 1 month I planned.
What's gonna happen? Because this girl didn't want to get close to man. Yeah, kiss is a kiss, but hand on the thigh, that's serious business, fam. You know what I'm saying? Serious business. Hand on thigh. Don't play with it. And then he mentioned something which was really interesting. He said, you know, Karen's everything that I wanted. I've got everything that I wanted on paper. And it was interesting because he didn't follow up by saying, and in the flesh. He said on paper. So when someone says, oh, this team is really great on paper, what they're actually saying is the reality of it is that, yes, they should win on paper, but actually when you look at it, they're not actually executing what you saw on paper. You see, it's a star-studded lineup and they should present a certain thing, but then when you see it in reality, it's disappointing. And I think that's what he was alluding to without saying it. Why do I say that? Because after, what he says is that, you know, the only thing that's missing right now is the physical intimacy. Right? It's physical intimacy. So although he said he got everything from Karen on paper that he needs, there is something still missing. And that gave me hope that, okay, this is something that you're going to communicate to her, because you see, and you have communicated the previous week slightly, but I guess maybe a more better conversation, which is not going to involve her leaving the yard and stuff, and you put on a calendar stuff. But when you say obviously something's on paper, again, you're alluding to the fact that, again, the reality is not as great as what you see on paper.
First sight, I think that on paper, I got all of the things that I wanted. I'm someone who's smart, someone who's driven, I'm someone who cares about other people. I think that we've come a long way in a short period of time.
And so therefore, I know that he's affected by the physical intimacy not being in play. Remember, Dr. Viviana said, let's take it off the table. I'm just, you know, and I thought that was a bit mad anyway. Let's take it off the table, you know. I was like, yo, blood, we can only take it off the table if you tell us why we're taking it off the table. Karen, what's your reason as to why we're taking it off the table? Because we saw his disappointment. We saw his face from last week. He wasn't impressed. He wasn't happy. He agreed, but where was he gonna go? How was he gonna deny that?
I honestly thought I would still be like, ew, a boy's in this thing.
Like, it would have been very tough to do that. He would look some way. Do you feel what I'm saying? And then she said something, I'm not really sure exactly. So someone needs to comment down below exactly what she said. She said, I'm no longer like, she's like, oh, I feel like we've come a little bit of a way now. I no longer feel like, you know, ill, something. And I was like, okay, ill. I was like, hold on, is that towards Miles? Is that ill? I don't know. What's your... I couldn't discern what the finishing sentence was. So I was like, I hope she doesn't mean that she felt ill in the beginning of the relationship, because I was like, wow, like, again, this is what I'm talking about. The fact that the lack of admission about attraction, and then you can easily... Well, I won't say easily. You can openly say that you felt in the beginning ill. That is going to do something psychologically to my man. Do you know what I'm saying? Like... And so for me, I don't know. I'm hoping on all hopes. I'm hoping upon a star right now that Karen is going to make it work. And I'm not talking about the 8 weeks and saying yes. I'm talking about beyond the 8 weeks. What I do believe, though, is that there is some growth. Like I said, the hand on the leg is a big thing. It's not a small thing. And so there is some growth in that area. They just need to continue that onwards. And I hope that they do. I hope they are able to. beyond the 8 weeks. So, guys, I don't know. What's your thoughts as well? Someone comment as well what she actually said. She said something. I'm not sure what she said. She said honestly she felt like she was ill and then whatever. But I couldn't hear exactly what she was saying. And so yeah, I don't know. Let us know down below in the comment section what your thoughts are towards this couple and what you saw as well. Do you believe what I'm saying? Do you agree with what I'm saying? If you don't agree, we'd like to hear your opinions down below in the comment section as well. Appreciate you guys. The lock's still loaded. More love.